Well, hello everybody. We are back for Out of the Park playthrough 22, where we are completely burning the Dodgers to the ground. Why, you ask? Because it'll be fun. Because, number one, we will spread the Dodgers' wealth out throughout the rest of the major leagues. And we'll see if we can do better than Andrew Friedman, who has led the Dodgers to a COVID championship. And that's it in his time as general manager, despite having incredible amounts of talent. So, in our last video, we traded away Buehler, Urias, Will Smith, and you can see by looking at our roster and our rotation, very, very few players left. So, we will finish up the trades in this episode. I assume we're going to need another episode after the trades so we can sign free agents, because even though we have an excellent farm system, there's still some guys that we maybe not want to play right away, or might want them to season a little bit more in the minors. And we have, as of right now, $80 million to play with in terms of signing free agents. So even if they're not high quality, they'll still be enough to at least get by for a season. It won't be a good season, I'll tell you that, but it'll be a season, and we'll probably sim that one pretty quickly. But anyways, we get ahead of myself. Let's finish the trades we have. Again, we're getting rid of everyone on the active roster. So we're going to go ahead to transactions. We're going to go to player trade, and here we are going to go to the Baltimore Orioles and get some players who seem pretty undervalued by their own organization. I'm not sure necessarily why. So we're going to go to their active roster, which I believe they're in. Yep, they are both there. And here we're just going to trade a simple Tony Gonsolin. That's all. That's all we need to trade. We're not taking any salary on. But in return, we're going to get Austin Hayes, center fielder, who really looks like a left fielder by trade, and a high hit tool potential. So, again, one of the players that are better as you get more information on them. So, I don't necessarily think that he will be our answer long-term, because we have Pache and we have Kalenic in our minor leagues, but this could be kind of a bridge center fielder. Could serve as a good bench player, 26th man, something like that. So that's one. But then we also are going to have Ryan Mountcastle, who is underrated by them, and in my opinion, pretty average. I feel like hit tool, but you'll see that his OPS plus in his first full season was pretty good. He fits underneath the 81 games that we'll need. Never shows lack of effort. That's great. But he's also good defensively, too. And I think in these early years, before these players get developed, we'll really need to hang our hat on defense. So, about the same, whether you are looking at it through OSA or through our scout. Looks like an average major league starter. I would agree. I think, as you can see here, there's a little bit more room for growth, but what you see is what you get. Probably 13, 17 home run range. I wouldn't be surprised. But for Tony Gonsolin, I feel like that's a pretty good haul there. Some guys can contribute right away. And let's just see, maybe we could get an extra prospect or two. Not, the Orioles definitely aren't overflowing with prospects, but just curious to see if we can get more. Kyle Stowers. Interesting there. Would we have to add much more to get him, too? I mean, if they're going to take anything for him, is it really worth it in the first place? 3.5-star rating, potential 2.5-star according to our scouts, which is maybe why he's not ranked so high. So we'll remove him. We'll see if there's anyone highly ranked by our scout. We can't get Rushman. I already tried. Rylan Bannon. Yeah, nothing really wild there. Gunnar Henderson. was going to say he was drafted relatively recently. Yeah, see, they're only going to accept some of the guys that we don't want to trade, essentially. So, okay, let's see. Yeah, we don't need them. Kyle Stowers. We'll go back to Kyle one more time. We'll check out who we can give up to get him. Logan Boyer. I mean, let's throw him in. Let's get Kyle Stowers. Why? Because we can. Boyer, throwing him in. All right, complete trade. Boom. All right. So there we got Hayes, Mountcastle, and Stower from the Orioles. Next, we are going to move to another American League team, and that's going to be the Cleveland Indians. So you'll notice a lot of these trades are coming to the Indians the AL teams, because if we can't help it, we don't want to give all of our good talent to the players or the teams that we're going to be competing with here. So, all right, so here we are going to get, and this is a deal that I'm not necessarily sure I love, but there is quite a bit of upside here. So first, Emmanuel Clase, Class A, I don't know. But again, I have him on a couple of my fantasy teams. Has the potential to be a great reliever, and I believe in certain playthroughs he actually does turn into an elite reliever. So Emmanuel Clase there. We're also going to trade. We are going to move to their active roster now, and we're going to trade for Andres Jimenez, who can turn out into having an elite hit tool. At least in my other playthrough, he did. He only has 50 major league games, so he fits underneath the threshold there. Great on the base paths, great defensively as well. I know that's another up the middle talent, but hey, it doesn't hurt to have. You can never have too many of them. So that will be one, and then our other player. Let me just find him. Oh, he might be a prospect after all. Yes, Nolan Jones, who is Rule 5 eligible, 32nd ranked prospect, which is weird to see someone who is Rule 5 eligible that high of a prospect, but has had a great minor league career, which leads me to believe that he can produce at the major league level. Third base option for us, slow, not bad on the base paths, but could really crush the ball if given the opportunity. Eyes are pretty good, and you can see by his strikeout to walk ratio in the minor leagues that holds true to form. That he'll have a good strikeout to walk ratio there. Average major league talent according to OSA, our head scout thinks he's just a reliable hitter in the organization. So pretty low floor on him, to be completely honest, but the upside is there as well. Same with Andres Jimenez. I don't think a low floor, but just from a power perspective and a plate discipline perspective, you might have a lot of you're gonna have a lot of opportunities for pinch running, of course, but you're not gonna hit many home runs. And if you look at his minor league career and his pro career, that holds true to form as well. Don't expect him to launch the ball, but you can expect pretty good defense out of him. And I believe in a couple playthroughs, he ends up being like an elite defensive player. So those are the three that we're going to get. And who do we have to give up to get them? Well, quite a bit, to be honest. We're going to have to hold quite a bit of salary. So Corey Nebel, we're going to have to maintain 100% of salary there. Blake Trianen, we're going to have to hold. I really don't want to hold that much salary because he has a 3-year contract, so we're going to see if we can make it work some other way. Victor Gonzalez, Max Muncy, and let's see, who else? We'll throw in the one that I was going to have to put in, or we'll say we're going to withhold 100%. And then The deal that we had earlier is not working out. Oh, because we have to withhold 20% of Max Muncy's salary, and that should get us to where we can add low-level minor leaguers like Robinson Ortiz. And then we will go with, we're not going to go with Liberatore, obviously, just trade for him. Let's see, I might want to even withhold a little bit more. See if we can get other options there. We will throw in, because I'm going to need Ortiz for a different trade, so we'll throw in Pepiot. He has good potential though. I don't necessarily want to do that. If we withhold more, can we get away with throwing in a lesser prospect? Yeah, okay. We'll throw in Becerra. Oh, we're going to use him in a different trade. Never mind. Choi, I like having. I like having Choi. He has great K to walk ratio. You can see there. Omar Estevez, I feel like with our depth up the middle, he has good potential though. Dodgers are so stacked. This is nothing like using the Pirates for sure. Jose Martinez looks like he has some talent to him as well. All these guys look decent. Keibert, not going to trade away Keibert. Uceta, maybe. We could get rid of, get away with getting rid of him. Gus Varland. Yeah, we'll do Uceta. Let's just make sure we're not going to trade him in any other deals. We are not. So we're good to include him. Boom. And can we get away with with only giving up a little bit or maintaining a little bit less? 65, 60, 55. Okay, so we can get rid of 60 there. All right, we'll get Emmanuel Clace, Andreas Jimenez, and Nolan Jones. So we'll go ahead and just make that trade now. And we're getting close. Oh, we have a personal message. Max Muncy, gone. Almost crashed. 84. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We're not in the blue. How will we ever survive? So now let's go back to the transactions. So we have 2 more to get through. And this might be our highest potential. Well, I don't know. We have Kalenic, so I don't want to say our highest potential prospect. But we are going to, in this trade with the Athletics, we're going to give up A.J. Pollack, and we're going to retain 100% of his salary, which is actually painful because of him aging and how much we still owe him. Matt Beattie, which we will retain 100% of that salary. We're going to trade Chris Taylor. I'm feeling a little bit more comfortable keeping all this salary, though, because we were able to get out from underneath the salary from Trevor Bauer. That makes me feel a little bit better, to be quite honest. So we have a couple prospects that we'll trade as well. The first one being Audi Acosta. So let's scroll up to the A's here. Aldry Acosta. My apologies, Aldry. Who's Rule 5 eligible as well. We're probably not going to have any way to keep him. And then Octavio Becerra, who I was just talking about. So this group is going to fetch us. We'll start with the lesser of the options. The first is Tyler Baum. You'll remember him from our Pirates playthrough. Didn't pitch great, and that one he didn't pitch terrible either. Should be just a fine arm. Do I project him to have much of a major league career for us? No, but we're able to throw him in as well. And the other one is Robert Powelson, who here isn't really highly rated according to OSA. And not really according to our own scout either. But if you look at his potential, he's the number 23rd ranked prospect in the major leagues. And low floor, 100% low floor. He's only 18, switch hitting, shortstop. if he hits his potential, like I said, this is maybe our highest lottery pick or our highest lottery ticket in terms of outcome. Good on the base paths, good defensively. I think that position rating will probably creep up a little bit because there's definitely more room there with these type of ratings. And, I mean, gap power, he hasn't played yet, but if he even comes close to potential in all these areas, he's going to be a all-star caliber shortstop. So, like a cornerstone caliber player. And above-average player according to the OSA, and then we think he could be a quote-unquote second division starter. He needs a lot of work with coaches. I would agree with that. He absolutely does. But if he hits his potential, that's going to be a very good pickup for us. And we're giving away an old A.J. Pollack, Matt Beatty, however you pronounce it. Chris Taylor, very useful. Have him in a couple deep fantasy leagues. But we'll get Baum, Powelson for him. Is there anyone else we can just throw in there just on a whim and get? Let's just see. Lorazzo Armenteros. I love that name. Nope, can't get him. Dalton Jeffries I would try. Let's see. Logan Davidson. I believe that he was a recent draft pick for them, right? Yeah, maybe a couple years ago. I just remember that name for some reason. Let's see. Can we get anybody else? Trey Supek. I actually know his brother, believe it or not. Kyle, he was drafted by the Pirates. Yep, you can see. And I actually know his brother through work, believe it or not. So what's up, Kyle, if you're listening? Or Trey, what's up? Grant Holmes. Let's see, okay, looks like we can't really get anyone. Alexander Compost, let's just try that. Okay, sounds like I said compost. But a little bit of a lottery ticket here. Still 23rd ranked prospect in the minor leagues. So we're going to go ahead and complete that trade. And now that leaves us with our last trade. And who are we going to get? So first, we will go to our team we're dealing with, which will be the Reds. This is our last trade, and only 3 have been with NL teams. So I think we've done a good job of sending it to the other league. All of our problems, the other league. So this, we're going to trade away Edwin Rios. We're going to trade away Scott Alexander. Look at this active roster. This is hilarious. We're going to trade away David Price, and we're going to keep all of that disgusting salary too. Ugh. And then we're going to trade away, who am I missing here? Austin Barnes. My apologies, Mr. Austin. We're going to retain 100% of that salary as well, which isn't much. And then lastly, we are going to trade our boy Robinson Ortiz. Let's just go find him. Come on, Zach. Remember your alphabet. There we go. Okay. And who are we going to trade for here? Well, none other than Hunter Green. Let's see. Could we get Jonathan India instead? Yeah, we couldn't. But Hunter Green. And here's why I want him. Pretty high floor as a pitcher. Righty, throws 97, 99 miles per hour. Pretty good stuff there. He also has the ability, and you can see as we get more information on him, the more we like him. You can also see that he could play third base. Now, is it great third base? No. But is it third base? Yeah. Which I don't think that's a great standard. But anyways, OSA thinks he can be an eventual mid-rotation starter. So we have a lot of number ones. Not a lot. We have probably 2 or 3 guys who could be number ones. Then we have, 7 to 8 guys that could be mid-rotation types. And a couple of them are going to hit. And he's the 79th prospect ranking overall. So not giving up really too much. And over the hill, David Price, Austin Barnes. He's probably the best player of this group. So we will make that trade, and we are done. If we go to our active roster, there are 2 players left. And these are the players that have their 10-5 rule that they will not, that they won't let us trade them to anyone. So we're going to go to the transactions, and we're going to execute order 66. We're going to do it. We are going to release the player, and that's going to do incredible things to our budget in a bad way. So we have done it. I wonder how much money we have for free agents now after releasing them. But we had to do it. It's part of the rules. Transactions, free agents, 80 milli. 80 milli, baby. Still have left to sign some puds that can help us win this year, or at least just help stave off the young guys. So that's it. Look, we did it. We did it. We have traded every player on the active roster for the Los Angeles Dodgers. Now, we have a couple guys that are coming back from injury, which we're not going to count them. We're just going to say that we did it. When they come back, we'll welcome them back because they technically weren't on the active roster, so they will be part of our team. But we did it. There is no one on the active roster currently. We traded them all away. Every single one. Every single one. That's incredible. So if we look at team chemistry, content. Bunch of injured guys. I'm curious what the coaches think of this. Unhappy? Yeah, I really don't blame you. Don't blame you because we traded away all your players. But from a player development perspective, let's just look at this real quick. I mean, look at this farm system. I am pretty confident you will never see a farm system in this game like this again, unless we have big improvements from guys this year. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 19. So we have 19 of our prospects are top 100. 19 are top 100. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 are top 50. Just an incredible farm system we've built. But it came at the cost of trading literally everybody on our roster. So literally everybody. So we've done it. I'm not actually sure if anyone knew that this was possible in the game. Maybe someone else has done this. I don't know. But we have proved that you can trade everyone on your active roster. And now we're going to, we got to get these players assigned, obviously, all 100 of them. But we are going to want to not necessarily bring them all up. We don't want them all coming up too early and then not playing well and then not developing. So in the next episode, we're going to go out and sign essentially a team. We'll go out and sign a first baseman, second baseman, third baseman, shortstop. They don't have to be great. I'm not expecting this season to go well at all whatsoever. But next year, I would like that. So we have enough money to play with where we're not going to have to spend too much to get these guys. But just, let's see, whatever option. Just like, let's pick third base, for example. Yeah. See, not a lot, not great options here, but cheap, enough to have a season with. Probably earn the first overall draft pick or something close to it. And then next year, hopefully the development kicks in and our guys are just crushing life. So anyways, regardless, it's a win-win. We either win a World Series with these guys or we burn the Dodgers down completely. Either way, it's win-win. So thanks for joining me. I appreciate it. I will see you guys tomorrow in the next episode. Peace out.